How's it going, guys? Connor aka Conninja back again for another draft analysis. Now this is for the Los Angeles Wimpodgers in the Pokemon Little League Season 1. Now obviously this is super late. This is 3 weeks after the season started. What the heck? Well, I did have to wait for graphics, so the graphics that are part of the layout and the thumbnail. It took a while obviously to get out. And as you can see, there's going to be no week 4 uploads for today or yesterday. Because we're just going to go ahead and consider it a bye week so that everyone can catch up in terms of weeks. Because of school and work and all such, people have been falling behind. So I wanted people to get caught up here. But let's go ahead and dig deep into what our team is looking like. So there's going to be 3 picks here. I made 3 transactions thus far. We can only make a max of 3 transactions. But I already made my 3 transactions. And the 3 Pokemon they replaced, I never used. So I'll say what Pokemon I drafted, but I'm just gonna like talk about the Pokemon I replaced them with. So with the first round pick, I have a Diglett. Now I originally drafted Pawniard because that thing can just get powerful sucker punches, knockoffs, so priority is super nice. Knockoff is super important in Little Cup, aka Little Cup Draft League. But I was kind of getting pushed away from that fighting type, 4 times fighting type weakness. It was really hard. Because fighting type is so prevalent in Little Cup, I was like, I really don't want to have to deal with that. So I went ahead and dropped Pawniard for Diglett, aka the Underminer. Now Diglett is awesome. He gets that ability Arena Trap. Most of the time you're only going to run Arena Trap because Arena Trap is just so broken. You switch Diglett onto a Pokemon, that Pokemon cannot switch out, and more than likely, if I set it up right, that Pokemon is dead. So, I can get Sucker Punch, I can get priority on things, I can get EQ Rock Slide, Facade if someone scalded me, poisoned me, that kind of thing. So, there's not, in terms of coverage, it's not the greatest, but it's still pretty powerful. It's got a 55 base attack and a 95 base speed. One of the fastest Pokemon in the Little Cup format. At max speed of 20. So after a Jolly Nature, max EVs and speed, it's a 20 speed stat. Now the only things, no one's gonna outspeed unless it's Scarf, and Abra is something that can speed tie with it, but not many things will speed tie with this thing. And obviously a lot of times it can be run with a Sash set or a Scarf set. Scarf, if I want to outspeed any Scarfer, and then I'm just going to outspeed everything on the team. That way I can just like kill whatever I switch into with Arena Trap. But otherwise, kind of a Sash set. That way I can live 2 hits and Sucker Punch on the next hit if it is a Scarfmon, which is super nice. But that's where Diglett comes into play. I've loved this thing since I've used it in the 2 weeks I've used it. The thing is amazing. It has put in the work. I love it. But with our second round pick, we went ahead and drafted Fungal. Instead of Fungi, it's Fungal. The reason I picked this originally was for Pawniard, because it does resist fighting type moves. Because, you know, Pawniard is 4 times weak to fighting, which obviously was a big problem. But then, obviously, I dropped Pawniard. But Fungus is still a nice mon. It's got insane bulk. You slap an Evilite on that Pokemon, it just takes so many hits, especially with that Regenerator ability. So I could take 33% of damage, switch out, and I get all that health back. Super nice. Now, speaking of Evilite, so the rule we have is you can only have 1 Evilite mon per match. So you can put Evilite on any mon you want, but only 1 per match. Because Evilite is so, like, broken in terms of things just living hits completely. But clearly, Berry Juice is too, but Berry Juice is not that big of a problem as Evilite is. Because you can move around, you can maneuver around Berry Juice for the most part. You can Oko something so it doesn't activate Berry Juice. Except for those sturdy Berry Juice sets, that's a problem. But Fungus has a nice Regenerator ability. You can run Spore, Clear Smog to get rid of those setup mons. So if someone wants to Dragon Dance and it can't really hit Fungus that hard, Clear Smog, get rid of its boost in speed and attack. You can run Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain for recovery. Again, this thing just has amazing recovery options in Regenerator, Giga Drain. You can run any sort of hidden power on it. But for the most part, I believe the speed stat is about a 9. You're not really going to want to outspeed anything anyways. But yeah, Fungus, awesome Pokemon. Regenerator build, I haven't brought it much yet, but I will probably be here in a bit because bulk and such. Now with our third pick, I always wanted to use this. Ooh. Did not know this was a Glitch X City remix. Okay. This is pretty nice. Sorry. So our third pick, we went ahead and drafted Dupiter, the shiny Dupiter, aka Widowmaker, after the one we've caught, and off of the Overwatch character. Now, Sticky Webs. Oh my gosh. I have brought Sticky Webs all 3 weeks, as y'all can see, because it is just super nice. If you can get Sticky Webs off and get rid of his Defogger or Rapid Spinner, that thing, Sticky Webs just allows for anything to sweep, which is super nice. You can also get Leech Life, Liquidation. This still thing packs a punch. With the Water Bubble, you can run Water Bubble or Water Absorb. So if you want to take any sort of water hit, obviously it's immune to water type moves if you run Water Absorb. The Water Bubble increases the water power of 1.3 times, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But you can run Liquidation. It gets Liquidation now, Leech Life. Sticky Web was an Ultra Sun and Moon move to removal, so it's super nice. And then I believe it gets something like Rock Slide and other kind of moves for the most part. It gets decent coverage. I ran Ice Beam 1 week because it can still do more to like Dragon types, so that's super nice. But that's where that comes to play, more physical attacker. You can run Eagle Light on that thing. I've run Magic Room a couple times to help eliminate those berry juices for those turns, so it doesn't activate any berry juices. The Magic Room does not allow items to trigger. I don't know about Z moves though. I'm curious about that because obviously we crit Hone Edge in that. Oh, maybe you don't know that yet. So ignore that. But there is in week 4 Pokemon that, oh, okay, never mind. Pokemon that use, I don't know if it affects Z moves or not, whether they can actually use their Z move in Magic Room or not. But Sticky Web, super nice, allows for sweeps because it does half the speed, and speed is so important in Little Cup. Because not many things, if it doesn't have an Evil Eye, can take hits in Little Cup. Plus, the speed stats are so close together, you need that extra 1 boost in speed no matter what. So, Sticky Web's super nice. Now, with our 4th pick, we went ahead and picked up Scraggy. The big reason, LC Bully, Little Cup Bully, big reason why I dropped Poniard is because I like Scraggy. It's also weak to fighting, so I'm like, you know what? I really don't want to have 2 mons weak to fighting, 2 dark types. So this is where Scraggy, I just like Scraggy too much because of the Dragon Dance possibilities. It gets abilities of Shed Skin, Moxie, Intimidate, 3 nice abilities. Moxie, it'll increase this. Basically, Moxie is an attack beast boost. Super nice if you can set up a Dragon Dance. You already have that speed boost. You got Sticky Webs. You got Run a Scarf Mon. You can just sweep from there. You got Knockout, Drain Punch, High Jump Kick, Poison Jab, Rock Slide, Zen Headbutt. Different kind of coverage to help hit anything that it can't hit. So fighting types, you got Zen Headbutt. Fairy types, you got Poison Jab. Even though there's not many fairy types in Little Cup for the most part, you got Spritzy, Snubble, that kind of thing. But it can still hit it hard with, yeah. So it's not that big of a deal, but still Poison Jab really comes in clutch there. But no, knockoff is super nice. You can get off a huge knockoff on any Pokemon. Get rid of its item because knockoff is, like I said, huge in Little Cup. Get rid of its Evil Light, get rid of its Berry Juices, any of the sort. So that is super nice. Drain Punch, you get a recovery option in Drain Punch. Also very nice. Dragon Dance, you set up 1 Dragon Dance. I still haven't been able to set up a Dragon Dance and sweep from there because I just still haven't like run the right move. I always take away the incorrect move. It also gets Ice Punch as well, super nice. I believe it gets all the elemental punches if I'm not mistaken, but I couldn't really, don't quote me on that one. I know it does get Ice Punch though, but I have not been able to use Dragon Dance just yet, but hopefully I can finally use it good in one of these matches. Now with our 5th pick, we picked up Alolan Sandshrew. Now, I originally drafted Ammonite for, Stealth Rocker. I don't believe it's a Rapid Spinner. You can Shell Smash in people's face, that kind of thing. But then I'm like, you know what? I really need an Ice type. That was prevalent in week 1. I really need an Ice type. So I went ahead and I picked up Alolan Sandshrew. Now, this thing is super nice, especially if you know my team already, I do have a Snow Warning Mon. But Slush Rush is super nice. Double in speed. Again, speed is so important. Poise has a Sand team. Vela Vulpix has a Sun team. So weather can be very important in this kind of Little Cup Draft League, and it's worked really well. It may not work in regular Draft League formats. I mean, there have been different people I've used it well, like Wolf Glick used the Rain team in the WBE. A-Drive is using the Sun team with Mega Houndoom, but I'm fine with this. But yeah, so it's super nice. You can run a Swords Dance on this thing. It does get Swords Dance, so if you want to set up on something that'll switch out, you can run a Sash Set, you can run Life Orb, you can run Evil Light, anything you want to. It gets Icicle Crash, you get Icicle Spear to deal with those Berry Juice Mons, hint hint. Iron Head, Rockslide EQ. What else does it get? I think it gets some other coverage options, but it's still a great mon. This thing is I love this Pokemon. Ice Beam, the shiny Sandshrew, I forgot to name it. That's something we also got on stream. But the mon's super nice. So with our 6th pick, we ended up drafting Quill, aka Peter Quill, after Peter Quill, Star-Lord. Perfect name. This thing really kind of has just one kind of set, and that's Scarf Eruption. Scarf Eruption is super nice as Eruption. If you're at max HP, it does the most damage. Its damage is based off of your HP, but Eruption is super nice. If you're going to any HP, you could get Extra Sensory. You can get Lava Plume, Heat Wave. I think it's the Heat Wave. It gets Heat Wave. It does get Flamethrower, though. It also gets... there's one other move. I can't remember the other move it gets, but it's got decent coverage. But a lot of times, you're just going to run this thing Scarf. And I love this thing. It's done very well for me. It's got a decent stat. It goes to about, I believe it's a 17 or 16. Speed tied with Chinchou. So it was it hits a 17 speed stat, speed tier, so that's super nice as well. But that's where Sentinel comes into play. So with our 7th round pick, we picked up Yamask. Because obviously with Sticky Webs, we need someone to block those rapid spinners. So obviously that ghost typing for Yamask does, it's a rapid spin blocker, which is super nice. It also has a decent special attack. You can run Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, Hex, Will-O-Wisp, that kind of thing. You can run Hex, Will-O-Wisp, that Vivid has done very well with Drifloon thus far. Because that is very scary, but Drifloon also has speed to kind of complement that. It also gets T-Spikes, Nasty Plot. So if you want to set up on something, you can run a Nasty Plot. You want to go ahead and Toxic anything that switches in, you run T-Spikes. It's pretty much all Yamask does there. It is Silent Hill, and it is shiny. Silent Hill after the movie, that kind of thing. It's creepy looking, that's for dang sure. But yeah, that's where Yamask comes into play. Ghost typing, always nice to have. Shadow Ball, yeah. So with our 8th round pick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 8th round pick. We picked up, we need an electric type. Our electric types are going, we're just going. So we picked up a Alolan Geodude, I believe it's Cheese Buff. After Cheese Puff, Cheese Ball, Cheese Puff, Cheese Buff, Geodude. This thing is super nice. If you saw it in week 1, I literally could have swept if I ran Fire Punch instead of Rock Slide against Matt. I'm ready for those hashtag you lost to Matt from Demon God and Fools in the comment section. But you run Galvanize, doubles the speed, you get Return. Galvanize is the ability. You run Autonomize, you double the speed, but it gets Galvanize, which is like Pixelate and makes any normal type move electric type. So Galvanize, Return. Holy crap, that thing packs a punch. Alolan Geodude has a great attack stat. It's definitely underrated for a tier 4 mon. Yeah, I'm cool with that. But you get Return, EQ, Rock Slide, Fire Punch. I believe it gets all the elemental punches if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, maybe it doesn't get Ice Punch, but maybe it does. I feel like it should though. Maybe that would make it too broken to switch into ground types, obviously, since it's 4 times weak to ground. But that's okay. Like I said, Galvanize, if you set up an Autonomize with Alolan Geodude and Galvanize Return, if anything doesn't resist electric type, they get obliterated by Galvanize Return. So, Alolan Geodude, super nice tier 4 Pokemon, very underrated. So, we went ahead, Z-moves were going Z-moves were going as well, so we went ahead and picked up the Fightinium Z. Because obviously at the time we had Ponyard, Scraggy, yeah, that was it at the time. Oh, and Ammonite. So we had weakness to fighting. So honestly, I didn't want to face the fighting Z move whatsoever. So I picked it up myself. Plus, Scraggy, Ponyard could use it. But now Scraggy, Alolan Sandshrew gets Focus Punch and Brick Break. Focus Punch is super niche worthy. Alolan Geodude gets Brick Break as well, I believe. But yeah, so Fighting Z I can definitely utilize, especially on a Dragon Dance Scraggy. So something that goes in that's super bulky, got an Evilite, I can hit it with possibly a Z High Jump Kick, Z Drain Punch, and just obliterate it. So that's why I picked up Fightinium Z. So now with our 10th pick, we picked up Natu. We needed that ground weakness, because obviously Ponyard's weak to ground. Fungus. Fungus might be neutral, actually. But Alolan Sandshrew, Cyndaquil. So we need a ground type weakness. Plus, it gets the ability Magic Bounce, which is super nice. So if someone wants to set up Stealth Rocks, it bounces those Stealth Rocks right back. If you want to set up Sticky Webs himself, the Cutiefly, Vivid, we got Magic Bounce as well to help with that. It's got a decent special attack stat, speed stat, I believe. Where did Scarf hit? I believe Scarf hit 17 as well. So it's got the same speed steer as Cyndaquil. So that's super nice. You can run U-Turn for Momentum, Psychic. I think it gets Psy Shock. Actually gets Trick Room, Tailwind, so you have different speed options as well. So if you want to set up a Trick Room for things like Fungus, Dupiter, you can. You can run Tailwind to boost up the speed again, because speed is so important in this Little Cup Draft League. So that's super nice. And like I said, it gets any sort of coverage with T-Bolt, that kind of thing. So it's super nice as well. But it doesn't get the greatest flying special attack, which is a problem. But that's okay. I wish it got Air Slash. That's okay, though. So with our 11th pick, we picked up Goomy, because you know what? Why not? Sap Sipper ability, super nice. You get Hydration as well. I don't remember its other ability. Some speed, a lower speed, I believe. But Sap Sipper is obviously nice. It makes it immune to Grass-type moves. I forgot why that was important. I believe, oh, it's for Omnimite, honestly, which we don't have anymore, which is, oh well. But it's nice for Diglett as well. So it gets that Sap Sipper ability. It's got a decent special attack. That's really all it is for Sap Sipper. It's got some decent coverage. If you know Goodra has some great coverage to it. It's got great special defense. Doesn't take the greatest defense hits. But that's really it. There's not much else I can talk about in terms of what Goomy can do. That's all I know. But Goomy is named... Oh, Natu is Puffball, and Goomy is Shiny, and it is named Gooby, after Gibby, because it reminds me of Gibby for whatever reason. And then last up, we picked up a Mora, our Snow Warning Mon. We replaced Eevee. We did have Eevee, but after picking up a Lone Sandshrew, I really wanted that. I'm like, you know what, let's get a Snow Warning. It was down to Snover or a Mora, and Snover... No, I like Mora a lot better, because Mora is actually decently fast. You run max speed, modest nature, it is a 14 base speed, so it's super nice. It gets Blizzard, actually gets some great coverage. It's a stealth rocker as well, which is Snover is not, I believe. So it can set up hazards on you. You run an Icy Rock with this, Hail goes up for 8 turns, be able to sweep with a Lone Sandshrew if I can just get a clean free switch into a Lone Sandshrew. But you get things like Earth Power, Flash Cannon, Blizzard, anything. Neutral Blizzard just obliterates a lot of things. Obviously, Blizzard cannot miss in Hail, so that's where... too bad it doesn't get Freeze Dry like its Evolution does, because Freeze Dry would be super nice for water types. However, it does get T-Bolt, so that's also nice as well. So Mora has coverage out of the wazoo. I love Amora's coverage. I love using this thing. Not many things can switch in on this thing. It's great. But that's the team, guys. Hope you like the team. Sorry about such a late draft recap. Again, not really in my control. But again, I don't blame the person whatsoever. Busy man, so he's cool. But make sure to cheer those Los Angeles Wimpodgers. Week 4 matches will be going up next Saturday, or this coming Saturday now, since this should be going up Sunday. Should be coming up this next Saturday. Like I said, we took a bye week. But definitely watch out for that Week 4 match. We are 2-1 in the Pokemon Little League right now. So, cheer for those Wimpodgers, and I'll catch you all later.